Hi and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Vince. Thanks for stopping by. You are very welcome here indeed. So in a new study, ChatGPT 4.0 achieved significantly better diagnostic scores when evaluating complex cases than either unassisted human physicians or physicians who had consulted with the chatbot. So is this bad news for human doctors? For millions of people, chatbot powered by large language models known as LLMs have quickly become an indispensable source of information on everything from finance to relationships. These digital aids often come across as more knowledgeable, polite, patient, and compassionate sometimes than their human experts. And there are links in the description below to the studies and articles I used to put this presentation together. Is it really a smart idea to turn to robots for your medical advice? In what could be a troubling sign for general practitioners, chatbots have shown they can outperform humans in this area too. A recent study found that the earlier version of ChatGPT 3.5 handily outclassed human health professionals in answering patients' questions. Responses from both the bot and verified physicians were graded by a panel of experts, and the gap was quite striking. For example, 27% of human answers were deemed unacceptable. That compared to the 2.6% of machine-generated responses. This study had relied on doctors' responses that were pulled from Reddit, but a more recent study did go even further. Researchers at Google developed a dedicated model called Articulated Medical Intelligence Explorer, AMI for short, and they tested it against human primary care practitioners. Wide-ranging health scenarios were distributed at random, with actors playing the roles of patients who discussed their cases anonymously with either the chatbot or with a human physician. According to the expert evaluators, AMI outperformed its human counterparts in 24 of 26 categories, and this included empathy. Now, in a new study published in JAMA Network Open, Stanford researchers stripped AI of its perceived edge in empathy and also bedside manner. They eliminated the patient interaction element entirely, tasking either ChatGPT 4.0 or 50 human physicians, 26 attending and 24 residents, with diagnosing 6 carefully selected cases. These cases had never been published. This then leveled the playing field. In this study, however, there was a slight twist in that half of the doctors were allowed to consult with ChatGPT. The aim was to gauge whether physicians would embrace AI as an assistant and whether doing so would actually improve their diagnostic reasoning. All participants could also use conventional resources such as medical manuals. The primary outcome was a composite diagnostic reasoning score that was developed by the researchers. This measured accuracy of differential diagnosis, the correctness of supporting and opposing factors, and then the next diagnostic step. Secondary outcomes included time spent per case and final diagnosis accuracy. But what was the result? Well, the LLM dominated yet again, with a median score of 92% per case, 14% higher than the non-LLM assisted human groups, so the doctors who weren't allowed to talk to the chatbot. It also achieved 1.4 times greater accuracy in the final diagnosis. Interestingly, the group of physicians that did consult with the chatbot didn't fare much better than their non-assisted peers, scoring only 76 versus 74. But why didn't the consultation with ChatGPT work? The researchers anticipated quite rightly that consulting would give physicians a marked advantage. This obviously wasn't the case, but why the lackluster collaboration? The authors suggest a few reasons. First, participants weren't simply asked to provide a diagnosis. Instead, they had to demonstrate diagnostic reasoning by suggesting 3 possible diagnoses and then explaining how they'd reached their final choice. The chatbot excelled at this aspect, while humans sometimes struggle to articulate their thought process. This echoes a long-standing challenge in the modelling human diagnostic reasoning community in computer systems before the advent of LLMs such as ChatGPT 4.0. Another significant hurdle was that the physicians often dismissed valid suggestions from their AI co-pilot, a sign that overcoming the natural sense of superiority towards machines may take doctors more time to get used to. Finally, the researchers noted that the chatbot's performance hinges on the quality of the prompts that it receives. The research team used sophisticated prompts to get the most out of ChatGPT, while the human participants, the doctors, often used it more like a search engine, asking short, direct questions instead of providing full case details. This was one very intriguing secondary finding. Now, AI isn't going to replace doctors today or tomorrow, although it may only be a matter of time before AI demonstrates superiority over human physicians in nearly every aspect of human care. A 2016 Johns Hopkins study noted that the third leading cause of death in America was medical errors. I believe that doctors should be taught how to use AI, and that should start now, and also how to accept and not dismiss valid suggestions from their AI co-pilot. Obviously, this is going to take time, but I think it will be worthwhile if it can cut down on the nearly 250,000 deaths caused annually in America through medical errors, and I'm guessing much the same throughout the rest of the world. So what do you think? Should doctors embrace AI now when they come to diagnose their patients' problems?